So apparently, see how fucked this is? You know, I wind up reporting Auntie for fraud and everything gets frozen, bank mail or whatever, and then in the end everything's changed back to Auntie. You know, it's like... But apparently my mom's gonna not put Auntie and is gonna open up her own bank account once she's out and whatnot. I don't know. Like I said, she's gonna pay me back. I just have to give her receipts, tell her what I spent, and she'll pay me, so that's good. I need the money, baby, you know? But again, they went and did the thing with the mail, too. My mom forgets all this shit. That's why everything on Sunday night she wrote down and read it to Auntie. But Auntie had smoothly, you know, had an answer for everything to soothe my mother's, you know, because my mom wants to believe the best of her sister. And I know better, you know. So, yeah. They went to the post office, too. And I said, Mama, I was promised that... I said, all they did, of course, Auntie went in, but they didn't talk to the manager. My mom forgot. They just filled out a change of address. They didn't have my mom show the license. I said, Mom, I was promised by the manager there. I said, well, that your mail's frozen. I said, if any change of address, because they're going to get a change of address that's the same damn thing as that was the fraud with it going Auntie's address. They're not going to honor it, probably, and if they do, then they're fucks, because they're not supposed to. The agreement was, and I was promised that only my mother could go in person, present her license, and get the mail and whatnot, and any change of address came in again, they wouldn't honor it. They just throw it in the garbage. My mom didn't speak to a manager. I said, Mom, you knew there was mail for the mail was frozen. She didn't remember. She didn't remember anything. I said, well, you better call the post office just in case, because my understanding, and if they don't do that, she didn't show her license. Auntie went in. They didn't know who Auntie was. They didn't know who my mother was. A change of address comes in. Then they're not going to honor it, most likely. And if they do honor it, then they're fucked, and they're not supposed to honor it, and I could yell at them. Even though this is what my mother wants, that's not the point. You don't know. You said no mail would ever be released. It's a red flag on it. I mean, it's frozen. And a little change, and my mom can only go and talk to the manager. I was promised that, so I said, Mom, you better talk to the manager there and explain the situation and see what happens, because my understanding is that they can't do that because they don't know who my mother was. She was going to show her license. That's not necessary. They're going to get that card, and they're going to look it up in the system, and per my instructions, per what I was told, it's going to go in the garbage. They're not going to honor it. Doesn't matter to me. She only spoke to the person up front, and he didn't know who she was or anything. She was going to show her license. That's when he did the change of address. Once they look at the name and the address, they're not going to honor it, Mama. You're lucky I'm still talking to you. And why am I talking to her? She doesn't have my phone number. I'm talking to her because I have to. Remember, I have to let her know that I'm trying to get out of here. I have to talk to her. I need to get her reimbursed for the money I spent. I need that money. I need her to know that when I leave, I need to make sure she's not coming. And she said, don't worry, I'm not coming there. I need her to know that when I leave, I will simply leave the keys with her friend, who's my friend too, our mutual friend. You know, an old lady going through her own fucking shit with her family and whatnot. You know, health shit, sad shit. So, nice woman. She just didn't want my mom's wanted to be involved and that's who my mom, without asking her, had the mail, her bank stuff go to that woman, and that woman came right, you can't do this, don't do this, and then my mom immediately sent it to somebody else, and that somebody else is on Auntie's side, so, so yeah. So that's going on. See how bad my mom's memory is? But Auntie's counting on that. Auntie's counting on my mom, gradually losing her mind and whatnot, and no one's going to question Auntie about anything, and again, it wouldn't matter if my mom had a will or whatnot, because Auntie will make sure that I'm fucked over regard, you know what I mean? It won't matter. My shelter friend agreed. Oh yeah, it's not going to matter, because as long as Auntie has all that control again, she can do whatever she wants. If your mom just gradually slips into dementia or whatnot. My mom has to write everything down, everything, people. It is fucking sad. Even this stuff, she needed to tell the post office that I'm nice enough to tell her, I could have just not told her, and chances are, from what I mean, that guy, that manager, I put my foot down with him, and I was making sure, adamant, I was there a long time. He told me if anything comes in the mail again, it's going in the garbage. We're not going to honor it. There's a change of address, you go into the system and you see it's the same damn thing that was reported as fraud, you're not going to honor it. So my mom's lucky I told her that, because they're not going to honor it. And even if she talks on the phone, they're not going to honor it. He told me the only way is if my mother goes in person, shows her license, period. And I was sworn, they swore to me that would be the case. If it winds up not being the case, then they're all fucked, they're whatever. And it doesn't matter, because my mom needs her mail, and I wanted to get her mail. Who knows what's in that mail? Something that only came to her last name, and I opened it. And it turned out, because I haven't gotten any mail for her except for that, and then some advertisement that was a mistake. None of her mails to come here, but something that was in her last name was from a friggin' ambulance from when she got sectioned, and it was a huge, huge bill. I don't even know why it was so huge. I mean, this was huge anyway, and this was above and beyond. Don't understand that one either. Maybe because she went longer distance or something. I don't know. It's all fucked. The ambulance costs a fucking fortune. I mean, I'm used to ambulances being like 2, and if they're over 3, that's like ridiculous. But anyway, I did open that because it came to just her last name. I was curious what it was. And it's not like I got any of the other mail. It came here, so I opened it, and it was, my mom's not going to condemn me for opening it. I would, and that's what it was, so she needs to get that, too. Well, no, because I covered all bases. I said, if you're just going to do this, if you're going to put it on hold or something, and then, what if Auntie just fills it out again? He's like, we won't honor it. You go in the system, you'll see it's fraud, and they'll throw it in the garbage. Don't worry about it. So, my mom just doesn't realize all this shit. She's so naive, people. She just doesn't get it. And it's not like I didn't tell her. I didn't hide it from her. Auntie was reported for bank fraud and mail fraud. Elder Services, no. Auntie was reported for bank fraud and mail fraud, Mom. It's highly unlikely that any judge under these circumstances of what Elder Services know is going to appoint Auntie your conservator guardian. But I don't want a stranger. It's not going to be up to you to be up to a judge. Now I don't even know if it's going to court or whatnot. It's all bullshit. But my mother is so naive, and it's just sick. It's sad. Again, walking out of her life, walking away, is not out of hatred. I can't do with this, not with this, not with, she should be coming back here, not going to live with her sister. So, I don't know what's going to happen, people. All I know is, regardless of what Auntie tells her family, my mother's family, not my family, tells her husband's family, tells her friends, tells my mother's friends who are on her side, who are on Auntie's side, etc., etc., the universe knows the truth. Even if none of you believed me, the universe knows the truth, okay? And again, church friend wishy-washy, goes with the way the wind blows. My mom can't stand her sister, church friend is on the side of my mom. Finds out that she's made amends, well, she wants to be at peace with her sister. Fuck you. For all I know, based on everything, and my mom can find out the truth from her bank when she closes the account. For all I know, Auntie did intentionally bounce this month's rent check. My mom apparently didn't write anything on the check. She just wrote for rent. I said, did you write November, December? She said, I did. And I just wrote for rent and then $20 for the bounced fee, and that was that. So, again, a lot of bad press on my mom here and whatnot because of me, and this is not my fault, but My mom's little. You can stay there as long as you want. It's Pollyanna. No, I can't, Mama. No, I can't. You need to be in your own home. I cannot stay here as long as I want. I need to get the fuck out of here, okay? I need to get the fuck out of here. You and your sister live happy.